that when the azab would come, they would run to Musa alayhi salam and he would beg him and beseech him that make dua Allah Ta'ala remove this difficulty from us. And then when Allah Ta'ala would remove the difficulty and they would enjoy prosperity again, then what they would do, they would go back to their old tricks. So the last thing we discussed here, remember, was this, that when the floods came, yeah, when the floods came and flooded all their homes, flooded all their homes, and they were in much difficulty. Then all of a sudden they ran to Musa alayhi salam, Ud'u lana rabbak. Go to your, they went to Musa, ask your Rabb that you must remove all this difficulty from us. But when the water subsided, and as a result of the abundant rains, now when the crops began growing, then he says there, Fadasu, Dasaya Dusu means like to harvest whatever. Wahrazu fil buyuti, they stored now all the crops. Faqalu, Qad ahrazna, now we are sorted out. We've got enough stored, enough grain stored. In other words, they're trying to say now we can go back to disobeying Allah Ta'ala, right? فأرسل الله عليهم القنبلة, then Allah Ta'ala sent upon them the lice. وَوَالسُّوسُ الَّذِي يَخْرُجُ مِنْهُ, it is, you check the meaning of susu. It is like a worm that comes out of it. Just check that sus. Sorry? Like a hoodworm, right? So this lice is like a, they say like a type of a worm thing. وَوَالسُّوسُ الَّذِي يَخْرُجُ, it comes out from it. فَكَانَ الرَّجُلُ يُخْرِجُ عَشْرَةَ أَجْرِبَةً إِلَى الرَّحَى ثلاثة أقفزة. But here is some measurements. Ajriba means like a sack. Now, what you checked it, you would take 10 sacks to the mill, but you would not come out except with three kifas. Kifas is also like a measurement. In other words, this thing used to consume a lot of their provisions, right? So, in other words, it would decimate all their stores. Decimate all their stocks. That is the right word. It would destroy and decimate their stocks. فقالوا يا موسى ادع لنا ربك. Oh Musa, make dua. Carry from there. فقالوا يا موسى ادع لنا ربك يكشف عنا القمة. Yeah, so they said, oh Musa alayhi salam, make dua for us. That Allah Ta'ala remove this. If you make dua for us like how we say, in this world, Ya Allah, if you only grant me this, then I am happy. Then, Ya Allah, just allow me to get married. Or if a person don't have children, Ya Allah, if you just give me one child, I'll be happy. Or maybe, Ya Allah, if I just get this job here, then after that, I will be happy after that. I won't ask for anything. But that is the nature of the dunya. You get one thing, then you want another thing, then you a businessman. Ya Allah, if I just have this business and this business is successful, this business is prosperous, then I'm sorted out. My financial needs will be taken care of. I won't need anything after that, right? But when Allah Ta'ala grants you that, then another thing comes up, another problem comes up. That is the nature of the dunya. That is the nature of man. So same thing here. I'm sure you can relate to that. Same thing here. Musa, if you just remove this difficulty from us, just remove this difficulty from us. Just remove this difficulty from us, Musa alayhi salam, then we will believe. But as I said, the nature of man, right? So, فَنُؤْمِنُ لَكَ وَنِرْسِلُ مَعَكَ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ فَدَعَا رَبَّهُ, we made dua, فَكَشَفَ عَنْهُمْ, then Allah Ta'ala opened, فَأَبَوْا أَن يُرْسِلُوا مَعَهُ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيل, then despite their dua being answered, they refused to send the Bani Israel. فَبَيْنَمَا جَالِسٌ إِلَى فِرْعَوْنَ إِسْتَمَعَ نَقِيقَ دِفْدَإٍ, whilst he was sitting by Fir'aun, he heard the croak of a frog. وقال لفرعون ما تلقي أنت وقومك من هذا, what do you make of this here? فقالوا وما سيكون كيد هذا, right? So you see here this adab is coming. What do you understand from this? ما تلقي أنت وقومك من هذا قال وما عسى يكون كيد. So what is the plot behind this? Tell us what is the plot behind this, right? Then فما أمسوا حتى كان الرجل يسجد إذا. So when that thing started by the night time, so they hardly made the night. فما أمسوا حتى كان الرجل يجلس إلى ذقنه في التفادع. By the night time, there was so much cloaks, there was so much who's it? By the by the night time, there was so much what you call it frogs that it reached the neck, the shin of them, right? حتى كان رجل يجلس إلى ذقنه في الضفادع. You settle his neck in the crocs, with the frogs. وهم أن يتكلم, you want to speak. فيثب الضفدع في فيه, and then the frog would jump into his mouth. So this was the azab. Carry on. Carry on, read from there. Again, asked by the pattern, قالوا لموسى ادع لنا ربك, call your رب يكشف أن هذه الضفادع, that he remove the frogs from us, فنؤمن لك, we will believe in you, ونرسل معك بني إسرائيل, right, and we send بني إسرائيل. Carry on. فدعا ربه فكشف عنهم فلم يؤمنوا. Again, Musa alayhi salam made dua. Allah Ta'ala removed the difficulty. But as per the man's habit, mankind in general, when you are in ease, then you forget. فلم يؤمنوا. Carry on. Right, so this was the extent of this punishment. وَأَرْسَلَ عَلَيْهِمُ الدَّمَ. Allah Ta'ala sent the blood. فَكَانُوا مَسْتَقَوْا مِنَ. They wouldn't draw water from the rivers, من الأنهار والآبار, from the wells. وَمَا كَانَ فِي أَوْئِيَةٍ, and that which was in the tents, right? وَجَدُوهُ دَمًا أَبِيطًا, except fresh blood. Fresh blood would come out inside of water, right? فشكوا إلى فرعون. So then they went to Fir'aun and they complained, فشكوا إلى فرعون فقالوا إنا قد ابتلينا بالدم وليس لنا شراب. That we've been tested, everything is just turning to blood. We have nothing to drink even. Carry on. Right. فقال إنه سحركم إنه سحركم. This is, you know, the magic of Musa alayhi salam. This is the sorcery of Musa alayhi salam. Carry on. So they said, من أين سحرنا ونحن لا نجد في أوعيتنا شيء من الماء إلا وجدناه دما أبيضا. So where does this magic come from? ونحن لا نجد في أوعيتنا شيء. We don't find anything in our utensils of water except that it is fresh blood, right? So the interesting thing here is that they knew that Musa alayhi salam somehow got a hand in it, right? They knew that. That's why they came to him. They wouldn't have come to him. But the critical thing is this: whilst they still thought it was just magic from his side, they didn't accept that this is a punishment from Allah. They didn't want to accept there is an Allah, and Musa alayhi salam is a divinely assisted prophet. That much, the main thing that they're supposed to accept, that he is a prophet and he is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And for us to be saved and to be us delivered from failure in this dunya and in the akhirat, we have to accept this prophet. but that much they didn't want to do. Yes, they accepted he had a hand in it. That's why they went to him all the time, right? So he said, Ya Musa, ulana rabbaka yakshifu anna hadha dam فنؤمن لك, we believe in you, ونرسل معك بني Israel, send the Bani Israel. فدعا ربه, he made dua فيكشف عنهم فلم يؤمنوا ولم يرسلوا معه بني Israel. Again, they didn't accept and they didn't believe. Just see if the writing is there. Carry on. Read from there, Luqman. Yeah, see, so Muhammad ibn Ishaq ibn Yasar, he explained, he says, وقال محمد بن إسحاق بن يسار رحمه الله فرجع عدو الله فرعون. So after he's going back a bit now, he's saying after Fir'aun was vanquished, he returned. Right? Adullah Fir'aun, Hina amana saharatu, when all the magicians accept Islam. Maghluban, when they accept Islam, when they were vanquished. Maghlulan, they were subjugated. ثم أبى إلا الإقامة على الكفر. Fir'aun refused except to remain upon his kufr. والتمادي في الشر, and to persist in his evil. Right, carry on. فتاب الله عليه الآيات. Allah Ta'ala sent the signs upon him in succession. Allah Ta'ala sends which Allah Ta'ala fatab, Allah Ta'ala sent the right in succession the signs, right? Carry on. So فأخذه بالسنين, he grasped him with the drought. وأرسل عليهم الطوفان, and he sent the what? He sent upon him the floods, right? And then he sent the locusts, and then he sent the lice, then he sent the frogs, right? And then he sent the blood, the clear signs, right? فأرسل الطوفان, right? Yeah. So فأرسل, Allah Ta'ala sent the floods, والماء is the water, ففاض على وجه الأرض, it flowed on the surface of the earth, right? ثم ركض لا يقدرون على أن يحرثون. The water stagnated. Remember that الماء الراكد. It like it never flow away or it never sink in the earth. It stayed there, right? ثم ركض لا يقدرون على أن يحرثون. They were unable to work the lands. وأن لا يعملوا شيئا, and they couldn't do anything on the earth because it was full of water. حتى جاهدوا جوعا, until they experienced severe hunger. When that reached them, that hunger, then so what they done as usual, Ya Musa, ulana rabbaka bima ahida innak. Oh Musa, pray to your Rabb. Ulana rabbak bima ahida, with that promise that is by you. That what is it? La in kashafta anna rizza, he removed the difficulty. La nu'minanna laka, we believe in you. Wala nursilanna ma'aka bani Israel, we send bani Israel. Carry on. Yeah. So Musa alayhi salam made the dua, but wafa yafi falam yafu lahu bishay. So wafa yafi, so if you have a dhamma, you done this law. Falam yafu bishay, they didn't fulfill anything. They went back to their ways. Then Allah Ta'ala sent upon them the locust, right? And it ate the trees, according to the narrations that reached me. right? حتى إن كان لا يأكل مسامير الأبواب من الحديد حتى تقع دورهم ومساكنهم. To such an extent, it will consume لا يأكل the nails of the doors that's made out of steel. So this is how voracious feeders they were, right? Right? من الحديد حتى تقع دورهم, until it affected the houses and their habitats, right? Then again, same pattern, right? There's something new here. So then when Allah Ta'ala sent upon them the lice, فذكر really, so this what you're saying, Muhammad ibn Ishaq ibn Yasar is saying, it was mentioned to me, I heard one riwayat, that one of the riwayat is, أن موسى عليه السلام أمر أن يمشي إلى أمر إلى كثيب حتى Musa was commanded, أمر أن يمشي إلى كثيب, must go to like a hillock, right? And حتى يضربه بعصاه, he must hit it with his stick, right? Right. So for Masha, he went to كثيب, a healing, like a huge hillock. فضربه بها, he whacked it with his stick, right? فانسال عليهم قملا, and then what happened? Insala, you checked it? They sprouted out from it the lice, right? Until حتى غلب على البيوت, it overpowered all the houses, والأطعمة, all the food, ومنعهم النور نوم والقرار, they stopped them and prevented them from any sleep and rest. They were plagued by it, right? Carry on. فلما جهدهم قالوا مثل ما قالوا, when this became overwhelming for them, they said what they said again, فدعا ربه فكشف عنهم فلم يفي له بشيء, right? مما قالوا فأرسل الله عليهم الضفادع, then Allah Ta'ala sent the frogs, فملأت البيوت والأطعمة والآنية, it filled up the houses and the food and the utensils. فلا يكشف أحد ثوبا ولا طعاما إلا وجد في الضفادع قد غلبت عليه. A person who didn't open up his clothes, his wardrobe, his utensils, except you'd find the frogs. فلما جاهدهم ذلك قالوا له مثل ما قالوا, when this became overpowering, overwhelming for them, then they said the same thing. فسأل رب موسى عليه السلام دعاء فكشف عنهم فلم يفي له بشيء مما قالوا فأرسل عليهم الدم, and after seeing the blood, فصارت مياه آل فرعون, it became like the water of the Fir'aun. فصارت مياه آل فرعون دما, the water of the people Fir'aun became blood. لا يسقون من بئر ولا نهر, they do not draw water from a well or a river. ولا يخترفون, they do not scoop up something من إناء إلا عاد دما أبيطا, except that it became blood. Okay, so that brings us to the end of that discussion now. Ayati Mufassala has quite a bit of detail. Remember, go back to the verse which is, um, yeah, it says, قالوا مهما تأتينا بمن آية تسحرنا فما نحن فأرسلنا عليهم الطوفان والجراد والقمل والضفادع والدم آيات مفصلات. Remember we said these, the two things was the Yaday Bayda and the stick, that was two, and the seven things yet together became the nine ayat mufassalat, right? So ولما وقع عليهم الرجس قالوا يا موسى ادع لنا ربك بما عهد عندك فإن كشفت عنا الرجس لنؤمنن لك ولنرسلن معك بني إسرائيل فلما كشفنا. So every time the thing came, they promised to change, but did not change. So then, inshallah, tomorrow we'll start the next verse. That what happened after this. So they were given several warnings, they were given several chances, but they refused to accept anything. So inshallah, the next verse will now speak out what the next step, what happened next. Okay, so next period is Mishkat Manazim, inshallah, we start there.